Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MSC. It is the final game time. And in the event that JDG win, what it just for you,
Great.
we'll have 2 more matches.
2 more matches.
Yep. So the teams with the lowest win time.
Lowest
So they win the fastest.
game time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 2 teams that won the fastest will face off against one another. The loser of that will then face off against the final team, and the 2 winners will then be promoted.
Nah, just please DRX.
Or DRX wins. Yeah.
Nah, just please DRX, man. I mean, it's more about like Korean spirit, you know? Because they won, they got 2 LPL teams. So we should have 2 teams from Korea too. Because I just want to see, like, no one had first game blind pick in international tournament. Right?
But, I mean, like we did.
Yeah.
We could still have 2 LCK teams. We'll just also get 2 more matches. Right?
Okay, so DRX, I think they can for sure play Yasuo Gragas mid jungle too, right?
Oh, of course it can, yeah. I don't know about Piotr's Gragas. I don't know how much of that he played.
I remember when he was playing Gragas in LCK, he was always getting one-shot by LeBlanc.
Yeah, that is that's not so good.
Yeah, that's what I remember from Piotr's Gragas.
He played 2 games on the Gragas and lost both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, you know?
Yeah.
He was always getting one-shot by LeBlanc, so maybe just ban LeBlanc and play Gragas jungle.
You could do that, or you could not play Gragas jungle
and just
play Graves again.
But I mean, his Graves was on point, man.
It was.
Yeah.
It's likely going to be banned.
I don't think you snipe ban.
I think it's time for Kindred.
That is true, but DRX is red side, it seems, right? So I don't think JDG should have to like ban Graves or something. Maybe they can just snipe and Trundle too.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
I think if Graves is left up though, Kanavi's definitely playing.
Yeah, I mean Kanavi. He just realized that, oh man, Trundle is so freaking bad champion.
Yeah, I know.
I'm only playing Nidalee Graves. You know?
Well, I mean, that's exactly what the decision was from Piotrek as well, right?
So,
both of these junglers, we've been waiting for like this one moment, you know? Freed from the tethers of Trundle, and now to be facing off on their high-powered early game monster champions.
But what if DRX actually bans 2 of them, like Nidalee and Graves?
Whoa.
Or do you need to ban Nidalee? Are you scared of him picking Nidalee first? Do you have no champion to play against Nidalee?
Yeah, maybe.
On the red side? That's my question, you know? Are you not worried about the Kanavi 1v9? Because he literally did in the Nidalee game.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just want to see what bans are they thinking from DRX, because definitely on the red side, laners are fine. Laners are fine. I do believe DRX laners are better than JDG right now, so they can just easily counterpick it because it's red side.
Yep.
But in the first phase, I think they should snipe and at least use 2 cards. Maybe 1 card is for sure Varus, right? 2 cards for the jungler. And
oh, but then do they first pick LeBlanc?
I mean, it's Chovy, it doesn't matter. Chovy's gonna do his job.
Cause that likely Zoe's gonna get through, and then you get Zoe LeBlanc matchup.
I mean, it doesn't matter what he plays, you know. Like it's
the Chovy factor comes in.
Yeah, I mean,
he even gets player of the game when Doran does crazy like 1v9 things.
I mean, let's see what they think about it.
There is actually a lot to go into this draft. It's actually going to be very, very interesting.
I mean, one thing from DRX is 100%. Oh, they are blue side. So JDG choose red side, right?
I don't know. I think that because it's only like single round robin, right? So I don't I don't think you get to choose.
Oh, true. Then maybe it should be coin flip, but the paper that I got was like always correct, the blue side, red side, right?
Right. Okay. And now it's
so
not?
this time around it's DRX on the blue side.
Okay.
So I don't know why, but yeah, okay. So they can for sure first pick Graves
if they want to, if it's available, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not snipe banning jungle at all.
Well, now we'll have to see what JDG bans after the Varus. Of course, the understandable ban, and there we go. We've learnt from our previous team's mistakes.
So what about
should
Trundle?
never go to Chovy.
So Trundle is bad, right? Because both teams lost on it.
Yeah.
So aren't they not gonna just ban it and just leave Pyoshik for free, Trundle? You're not pressured at all?
I hope so. I just hope they don't pick it. That's what
Oh
I find.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
there we go.
I just wanted this.
And so now
he can just pick Trundle.
Nidalee Graves get banned, right?
Yeah,
And then
I mean,
they pick Trundle. Oh god.
Maybe just can pick Trundle or Graves too.
Or
Oh
no, so Graves gets picked. DRX now priority pick like Ezreal or Kalista or something like that.
Or Senna.
JDG picks the Trundle, and then Pyoshik picks Kalista. Sorry, Kindred, and then you've got like a great jungle matchup. Pyoshik's, namesake of a champion. I don't know. I feel like we're thinking a little bit further ahead than we otherwise need to.
I just hope that this is not mid Kalista. I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean, it's Chovy. I wouldn't mind.
Really? At match 6, that it decides if it's gonna be like tiebreaker. Or
Yeah,
not?
no, that sounds awful. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Let's not go with
I mean,
that.
because he just played insanely good on control mages.
Yeah,
you don't even
yeah,
need
yeah.
to like play. I mean, obviously Kalista is way more harder to just pull it off.
Yeah.
It has strong lane, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Could be potentially dangerous. But, I mean, Chovy does have a champion Ocean. He played about 1 billion different champions. As JDG leave the Trundle option up until 3rd pick. I actually love this on the red side because you can pick Trundle and then ban the Kindred. And then if Pyoshik picks the Kindred, then you get to not pick Trundle.
True.
So that's absolutely
And just
fine.
counterpick it with Kindred. Easily.
Yeah. Where does Carrier go with this
Oh.
pick? Could this be Carrier's set support? I'd actually love this set just being picked away from Lumao, to be honest. Even if it's not necessarily the greatest synergy alongside the Aphelios, I don't actually care. I just don't think Lumao should play that again because he was too good on that champion.
So, yeah. What do you think about this? Do you think that if DRX had Genji's team comp that they just played against DRX, then can DRX actually snowball it and completely like demolish them in the early game? Because right now it's fine because they have like early mid kind of champions, but I'm kind of worried that DRX goes just full ham on the early game and have no any tools for the mid lane game, But because it seems like it already, because mid lane it's mid lane rumble, right? And then this means jungle should be like kind of CC or like Jarvan kind of champion, and top side.
We don't know that yet. This could be Rumble support, Rumble jungle. Kalista
Not Rumble jungle for sure.
Could Rumble support work this game? I know that I think Spirit would
I mean,
play
it's strong lane in the support with the Rumble. I can definitely see that Kalista Rumble pushing in Aphelios Tamkench, but yeah, I mean,
Chovy was too good on it, right?
Yeah.
He was very good on the Rumble.
That's what I mean.
You're likely going to be picking it. He also played it into the Syndra matchup as well. And not only that, but it was rookie Syndra. And so if you've comfortably played a matchup into rookie in the mid lane, you're probably happy to take it against most people, to be perfectly honest. Not to say anything bad about Yagao, but rookie's just very, very good, and especially on Syndra as well. So
Yeah.
forward to seeing what the rest of this draft is going to equate to.
JDG loves to pick for like all-time champions, I mean, they set up for early game too, and setting up for the late game either, So it's like they prefer to be safer than just all-inning at the one timing, like just all-inning.
Whoa, okay. DRX have banned the Kindred themselves. Alright, because Lee Sin was banned away, so expecting JDG to actually just pick the Kindred, and Kanavi has been playing a lot of it in solo queue, so I actually really like this from DRX. They were probably gunning for something like that, but this is another pick that Kanavi has been playing a lot in solo queue in the jungle, and that's the Echo. And that's going to be locked in, so Kanavi bringing out that special sauce in the final game of the day, most likely.
Yeah, and we needed CC from jungle. That's for sure.
I mean, that's going to do it, right?
Yeah, and my question is, what is our top lane blind pick by Doran? Because the Shy was just struggling so hard today.
Yeah,
just
true.
picking blind pick on the top side. I mean, I think at this point he can just go for safe.
Oh, it's going to be the set. So set is going to be played top, and Carrier is heading back towards his Pike. This is a kill lane for Deft and Carrier.
Against TK, Aphelios, definitely best choice.
And Zoom going for the old counter pick choice in the Gnar. This is something that our friend LS had a lot to say about. Not necessarily a counter pick that he loved, but one that has worked, especially in the hands of players like QV, who are just good at it. Ha! Jokes. It's Aatrox, as usual.
So, yeah. I think DRX has great tool for the early mid games, right? They can definitely stack up some Drakes, and my only worry is when they reach to the late game. They have Pike, which is kind of, again, coin flip champion, I would say, because his skill sets and he's also like, scales well, but their Tinkham is all about Pyoshik tanking in front alone with the Doran, so I don't think he cannot stand for the Aphelios damage in the late game, you know. So
the thing that I find cool is that Doran, some of his best performances on set have been like team fight set play and really getting people clumped up with the superplex, and having that available to be put down on top of an equalizer with death from below available as well. Their wombo combo, I'm just gonna murder 1,000 people at the same time type style can actually come out very, very well with a composition like this, with Kalista there in the hands of Deft to just tidy things up.
I feel so much better on the DRX side, yes, but I'm just worrying about DRX because they're DRX, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, don't let that get into your head, because it'll keep going round in circles, and we'll need to take you to hospital. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Otherwise, we're going to actually look on the side of JDG. Remember, this is the LPL's final chance to get out of this group. Already, they have 2 teams in the semifinals, and this would put DRX immediately there. If JDG win this, they are going to be still in with a shot, but 2 more matches will need to be played based on game win time and who's going to win in those 2 matches that are coming up. But let's get into the final, theoretically, match of the day.
Invading.
Yeah, Doran possibly in trouble on his set. Knockup comes down, but Zoom unable to close the gap.
Key focus.
First blood.
I mean, this is really great strategy, you know. The potential last game of the day, you just cheese Ollie.
Oh yeah, and also we have to remember the synergy of Pike into the Tahm Kench. So I think this bottom lane is just going to be even better for DRX. With the fact that Kerry can go through the Grey Health on Lumao.
Yeah, and also I actually asked to Carrier what he thinks about the Kalista Pike combo, and he just said that, I mean, Pike itself is not that strong lane, but Kalista Pike is actually a really strong lane, because if you hook one target, then Kalista can chase forever.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And also, you can go as deep as you want on Pike and immediately get Fates called out of there, and you're absolutely fine.
Yeah, so he thinks that Kalista Pike is great tool for early lane pressure as well. So I just want to see what he said. Yeah, I mean, he showed it before in the LCK regular season. So
yeah, true.
I had no doubt. So he's already showing.
Yeah, look, he's going to come down, and maybe the Tahm Kench. I know we talk about Tahm Kench a lot in a negative light and things like that, but a good Tahm Kench is still very, very good, as Pyoshik standing on an enemy ward. Kanavi doing exactly the same thing. Both of them are going to be farming things out. We'll see whether Kanavi's actually going to be able to get any sort of steal here. Of course, he does have vision, but unable to do so. Pyoshik not going to be able to get any smites or anything like that, as he didn't have it available. But just walks into the enemy jungle and steals a red buff. This is what happens when you're just a bit stronger in the jungle as far as health. And the first couple of clears for the Echo jungle can be a little bit dangerous. As Deft lining up the Pierces. I actually love champions where you can tell that a player is really good on it by certain skill expression. Like, you never have to like push Ren stacks into your opponent with your Pierce in order to win games as Kalista.
Oh yeah.
But when you see it happen, you're like, oh damn, like this guy's really good as a champion.
Yeah. At the minute 2 or like minute 3, you already realize this game is gonna be really easy.
Yeah.
This Kalista,
we got a good one
is
here.
a place.
We're finding some success here, pushing in this wave towards the top side, continuing that pressure, as is the DRX way. But JDG, bot side control. Kanavi gonna take away some chickens. Now eyes are gonna be on the jungle to see who is going to be able to stand tall. Pyoshik walks on around. Ready for Kanavi actually, as he gets the slide down. Chomp onto Kanavi, parallel convergence, avoided there by Pyoshik. Chovy comes on in. I believe that was a slow that did land, but Chovy doesn't get there in time. Chovy a slight lead picked up here as that camp was stolen away. There he gets his aftershock damage down onto Lumao, but this lane hasn't really evolved into much at this point in time, apart from Deft having a slight gold advantage, especially given the amount of extra minions here.
Yeah, and I really think when the timing that the DRX is looking for the bot lane game.
Oh, that's the stun actually, as the exhaust has to come out. He just let Loken go home, and now the rend is going to come through. And, oh, there's the flash, and Deft locks down the kill for first blood. That's the kind of bloodthirst we've been looking for.
First blood for Kalista, and especially when it's Deft.
Yeah.
It's great news. Already great news, and this is what they needed. Early game leads from mid or bot lane. Mid is already doing a great job by himself. He is already having great time with the CS lead, and yeah, their bot lane already got the lane solo kill. It's so important. I was gonna talking about when the timing that DRX can actually gank both, because with the Trundle, Pike, and Kalista, it's unmissable against Tahm Kench kind of champion, you know.
Oh yeah, the chase potential is just insane. You're exactly right.
So one pillar can be one summon spells, but they don't even need to gank them. It's just 2v2. I mean, obviously, it's not like 2v2, but they just got some kind of mistake potential point by JDG's bot lane, and clean. That was just clean.
I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't expecting Deft to go for that flash. My LCK brain was like, there's no way. They're like, they're satisfied with the summoner spells. Totally okay. Nope. Deft, bloodthirsty as ever. Locks down that kill. Great to see. Misses that CS. Not so great to see.
I mean, I do believe there is a lot of Deft fans, right? In the world, and most of the fans were like really missing him when he was in LPL, because when he was in LPL, he was this monster.
Oh, dude, I know. I was there for his whole career.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's
why his whole LPL career. That sounded weird.
Yeah,
I didn't cast him when he was on Samsung Blue back in the day.
I mean, yeah, that's why everyone was like waiting for killing machine Deft, you know.
Yeah, waiting for him to come back, right? Yeah. Because him in the LPL sort of evolved. He used to be known as this teamfight positioning AD carry that didn't necessarily lane super well. That was always him. But since he was in the LPL, it was just, you know, he was how Imp played and then better by the end of his stay, right? Imp's still a player in his own right, but just Deft certainly did have that evolution, especially on this champion. I think if you look into the history of Deft, like he couldn't actually play Kalista for the longest time. It was really difficult for him. But now you can see certainly a problem, and it was him and Uzi that were the Kalista players in the LPL by the end of Deft learning how to play the champion. So just a little bit of a walk down memory lane, guys. I guess you don't really need information from 4 or 5 years ago, but you have it anyway. So there you go.
I mean, it's always great to listen to the stories that the player has, you know?
I mean, that's what's really cool about League of Legends these days, right? Because it has been around for a really long time, and you do get to have those stories, right? Like Rhea versus Faker is always something that's like so cool to bring up again. And so many people do still talk about it.
Yeah.
Ambition versus Faker in Faker's first game is still one of those moments that so many people remember, especially if you were watching it live.
Exactly.
Like, it's just really cool to have these historical moments that are just going to stay with the squad forever. But now DRX, they are staying with approximately a 600 gold lead this part of the game, and a Cloud Drake with our first dragon. So we won't have a Cloud Soul this game.
That is great.
We have bookended the Cloud Souls.
So Ocean or Inferno.
So we got the spicy ones.
Love those.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's like spicy ramen. Spicy ramen, you know? Because like it's all about water and spiciness.
Yeah, true.
Water and heat. Oh, that's exactly the possibilities that we have. The dream spicy ramen situation. You can tell that it's game 6, kind of. But dragons as if they're food. Don't worry, we have eaten, guys. I'm just crazy. Chovy clears out this minion wave very easily. 10 CS in the lead at the moment. Carnaby, though, is ahead by quite a few camps, actually.
Yeah, quite a few camps, but not like huge level difference at this point. And Trundle is gonna have easier time than Echo.
Yeah,
when you think about the rotation and the team fight positioning, then it's way easy for the Trundle side. But at the same time, Kanami is fine with just farming, you know? He wanted to farm.
Yeah. That's what he's here for.
Yeah.
Yoshi actually managed to get a whole bunch of camps at the same time, so the lead wasn't exactly as much as I thought. Now you can see DRX, they have focused on a lot of vision towards the top side, playing around Doran, who is very even at the moment with Zoom, but he's controlled his lane quite nicely. You can see the push mid lane there still belongs to Chovy. And Carrier and Deft remain on the bottom side, so you can see there are pings towards the Herald. Navi not going to be going towards it at all. And Pyoshik just going to take this one for free, so no rotation necessary. And Pyoshik just picks that one up. So free objective, great news here for DRX.
With only one kill as well. Both teams are just way passive than our first like 1 or 2 games.
It's so funny because Deft and Carrier definitely went way more aggressive than we've seen so far today in that brief moment, but now not so much the case. Deft bouncing around this bottom lane will utilize his Vampiric Scepter to keep himself alive. Carrier slinks off into Fog of War, takes himself home. That big mechanical worm, I guess? I don't know. Never really understood what the old Project Pike was all about with that big wormy thing. That's fine. Maybe it's a snake, like an anaconda? It's got like a piratey vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright. It's just metal. Cool.
Just metal, yeah. I mean, I'm glad to see DRX's mid AD is ahead of CS, just in lane.
Well, Yoshik almost gets stunned up there. Chomp goes down onto Kanavi, but JDG do have to pull away. Yoshik, in fact, held onto his subjugate. I thought he might actually use that to try and keep himself alive. Maybe a panic button is now Carrier. Looks for the flash onto Loken.
Oh, man.
Doesn't get it. That's the pullback. Parallel Convergence is down, though, as Deft is in trouble. Kanavi gonna help lock down that kill for Loken as Equalizer comes down onto Lumao and Loken right here, but Teleport will come forward. Kanavi gonna dash around this one. Bone Skewer not enough as now Chovy looking for Yagao and Lumao, but finds himself on the wrong side of these tracks. And it looks like he is just going to fall. I don't know whether there's anywhere for him to go. Not enough scrap shields. That's a great long range stun. And the flash from Zoom. I mean, there are flashes that I'd use, and there are flashes that I wouldn't, but it's still a kill, right? And eventually Chovy goes down.
I saw him maybe failing Q and E combo into the wall, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, everyone thought that DRX has great start in that kind of skirmishes, but
yeah,
Loken, he didn't use any sounds before because he trusted in his support. The Lutmal, what he did in that skirmishes was just so perfect. Like his Devour just saved, and it turned back to JDG to win this skirmish so clean.
I want to see what happens with the death from below as well, because I don't think the Carrier really got any value got down low enough for him to even find an opportunity. So that's really disappointing. Very close to being in range to get those resets. We're going to go back to live. The gold now becomes completely even between these two teams. The one big difference is the 4 turret plates that Doran was able to take down on the top side. And yeah, he's looking quite frightening. Has himself the makings of a Blade of the Ruin King, and as well that execution is calling just for the laning phase. Also works very, very well against things like Target, Echo, and Aatrox. So not exactly going to be an execution is calling you're going to sell or anything like that, as DRX do put down Shelly with 30 seconds left to go on those plates. Carrier doesn't quite find the bone skewer, but they will be able to give those plates over to Chovy.
Wow, they're actually getting a lot of plates, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra gold. Bottom side, they haven't quite been able to. 10 seconds until they do dissipate. So I think Logan's actually pretty happy about the position of the game he's in. As Zoom finds himself the Infernal Chain, but Doran's just concerned about going home. And just wants Zoom to leave him alone.
Yeah, I mean, if DRX can just stack up the Drake, then it will be really great for the late game as well. Because it's gonna be Ocean or Infernal Drake Soul, so it doesn't matter if they lose top turret.
No, Doran! Oh, this is not what you want to do.
That is true.
Yeah, Parallel Convergence comes down, but not going to go for the dive, actually. Not enough minions, I guess. Because it's going to be Ocean Soul this game. No Infernals. So many Honeycroots have now spawned. For those of us who are a little bit hungry for some extra fruit. Always good, guys. Make sure you eat your fruit, wash your hands, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I thought they're just gonna try to just dive Doran, but I think they know that Doran has flash.
Yeah, well, he's gonna flash now. But it has bought a lot of time here, and because he didn't die in that first dive, DRX had enough time to lock down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. Continue pushing forward, and like you say, get themselves the second Drake of the game. Teleport from the Syndra to pick up the minion wave. Bottom lane. But Chovy very close to collecting his Morellonomicon, which, as we illustrated before, not a low value item, especially not with Equalizer proccing so effectively in an AoE. I want to see Doran get into a team fight though. We know how effective this set is. We saw exactly what Lumao was capable of in their previous game that allowed JDG to get on the board here in this tournament. And I want to see whether Doran can show us what we know he's capable of, because he's done it in the regular season of the LCK.
Yeah, but maybe they don't take fight until the next Drake spawns, because they don't have to, technically.
Yeah.
Felius always wants to just farm it out. And also, I don't think right now the DRX's top and mid lane has great item to fight. At least they need to have first core. And maybe this is the timing that JDG wants to push it, because their damage dealer is already completed the item.
Well, Yoshik puts down a pillar. 4 members of JDG in this area, but not able to be CC'd or anything like that. Deft and Carrier just clear up the minion wave. And staring down the barrel of an aggressive-looking JDG at this stage of the game. Still, no triggers to be pulled just yet, as Doran does find Zoom. Smacks him against the wall there as the Haymaker comes down, and now Pyoshik looks to try and lock down this kill. Carrier dives on over. Will he actually be able to find the death from below the ants? Yes. Pops him, and Lumao not there in time, so a bunch of extra gold goes over to Chovy. And Carrier is continuing to scale up as well. So DRX showing exactly what this Viking is capable of. The more kills that he is going to get, the more dangerous he's going to get as well. Chovy with the Equalizer can actually use that to save this turret if he wants to, not opting into it.
They're automatically getting a top turret as well.
Oh, wow.
There's no man in the top lane.
Is this just macro played? Working out in favor of DRX at this stage. First, it's a free Herald. Now, free top lane outer turret. Earlier, free bottom lane outer turret. And all for what? Is sort of the question.
Yeah. And this is the timing that they're not going to avoid to fight, by the way. Because the top lane and mid lane already got the item after that reset. And also, they got the extra kill in the top lane as well. And and then Pike got reset. How perfect is that?
Yeah.
Everything is just going well for DRX.
And Kerry also knew exactly what was, I think he bone skewered and put the Aatrox in exactly the right position, which is sort of the guaranteed combo to make sure that you will lock that one down. So just showing that Kerry is just pretty good at the old Pike. He had probably one of the best performances this year on the Pike.
On support role.
Yeah. That I think there was only a few other Pikes that came in. I know Effort plays a fair bit of it. The Morgana Pike being a famous one that him and Bang started off a while ago now. I believe it was in 2018. They were the few games that they managed to win, that particular combo. But this year, Mia played it, and then Carrier showed us exactly how it's supposed to be played, as he was just so damn good.
Yeah?
Fed first blood and then hard carry. I seem to remember.
Yeah, I remember. But anyways, the time has come for the third Drake in this game, and finally we got the Ocean Drake.
And is it time for JDG to fight? Are they going to try and stop the Ocean Soul Point from being locked down by Dragon X, or can they afford to let this one go in favor of continuing the scale?
They should at least look for the fight, you know, because if you let them have straight Drakes, then you are kind of forced to just go for the Drake next time, you know?
Yeah.
And they do not want to be forced, obviously, when it comes to the Nasher dance with the fourth Drake. And yeah, it looks like JDG really wants to defend this Drake.
Well, they do currently have position. Some wards down here. DRX still with control of the Pixel Brush, given the fact that there aren't a lot of sweepers left remaining, as you can see. None of them there, only Carrier with his up. Just trying to look for an angle. Killer comes out.
Dragon Dance is here.
Yeah.
Dancing around.
And Loken actually does manage to go all the way around to get back into a better position. Doran wants this flank, he dives on into it. Parallel convergence finds about nothing as there's the equalizer. It is taken, so Soul Point's going to be there, but now, can they also win the team fight? The answer is going to be no. Kanavi gets himself out to safety, and now Carrier in relative no man's land, but does dash himself out, and DRX get inside track on this outer turret in mid lane. JDG, I mean, they don't technically lose the fight, but they lose the fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Dragon Soul, but as I said, they're gonna be forced for the fourth Drake, and they missed the Herald's eye, by the way. They got the Herald, but they didn't.
Right, so they killed the Herald and they left the eye sitting there.
Yeah.
That's a disaster.
Yeah, and also, look at the equalizer, man. With Killer.
And I didn't really know where Doran went. I got a bit confused in this fight because Doran kind of disappeared.
I mean, he
into
flashed
nowhere.
in, but at the same time, Yagao did super play. He just eat at the same time.
And so he got immediately interrupted.
Yeah,
and so denied,
That was unlucky, but that was really great equalizer into Pyoshik still on the Drake. So, in 4 minutes, JDG really has to like decide something. Either you just go for Nasher, or just 50-50 Drake again. But if you lose this 50-50 this time, then you're going to lose the game.
Well, exactly.
And your
Ocean Soul is so incredibly strong.
It's so important. Especially when you're playing Trundle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Literally unkillable.
I mean, I think he's still building a Warmogs, but he's going to have, like, double Warmogs.
Oh, man.
That's really silly. Pyoshik, with that phase rush as well, so runs pretty damn fast. Leandri's Torment on the way here for Chovy. Once those two items come in, he's going to be very strong. Speaking of which, Deft has hit those two items. Does still have a considerable CS advantage, but otherwise he's been pretty quiet since that first bout of aggression. You can see it's still 2-2, right? I find it really weird because we haven't really talked about this game as having lull states and things like that.
Yeah.
But it is very low kills, despite there still being a lot of, posturing and thinking about fights and trying to get angles. This hasn't quite worked as Carrier's going to get himself a stun.
Here we go.
Skewer comes down, Face Breaker's in there, so much CC, but there's the Superplex. Zoom now does connect. Oh, beautiful. The Haymaker is going to be enough damage. Not going to get it with a death from below, but still, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game Carrier definitely deserved the POG, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing most of the jobs that DRX needed. You know? I mean, I literally said
kill contribution.
Yeah, and also I literally said they don't have to do anything for 3 minutes because there is nothing to fight. Maybe next year we can control, but I don't think JDG is gonna come in for that.
Miller comes down. Kanavi looking to just dive onto Pyoshik, who's flashing out of this one. Moonlight Vigil comes in. A fair bit of extra damage available, but still. Pyoshik is going to survive. Maybe that has something to do with the Mountain Drake and the Ocean Drake. Don't want to do the calculations just yet, but they do get
Spotted.
a flash out of the Smite. And Abyssal Voyage comes in. Loken going to soak a hell of a lot of damage, actually, from this one as Yagao moves towards the top side. See whether he can actually utilize that Scout of the Week, as the first Harpoon is going to miss, and I have a feeling that Chovy is going to be dead this time, guys. Yep. I hate to break it to you. He doesn't have a stopwatch or anything like that, as DRX do lock down permanent vision, at least for the duration of this death timer on the Baron Pit. So, not too much to worry about, but a couple of whoopsies there from DRX, and if they continue some sloppy plays, then JDG is certainly a team consistent enough to just find their way back in. So yeah, DRX not able to, they aren't allowed to go back to old tendencies.
Anyways, that was really great engage by, roam by Keria. So even though they had nothing to do, he still looks for the plays and they got the advantage. But at the same time, JDG, they didn't give up. They're looking for the plays, and still there is one more huge, large, tremendous test that they have. Fourth Drake. The Dragon Soul.
Yeah, 30
is here.
seconds. And Chovy will have Flash, Heal, and his Equalizer available. All sums available for Deft as well, and that means that Keria has one extra escape tool. Yeah, Zoom.
There is great TP ward behind them, by the way. They are looking for the angles.
Yeah, I have a feeling Zoom certainly is. Doran
is
possibly able to come in as well, but there are so many JDG wards in this area. DRX haven't really done their homework. As they are going to move over, they clear out a fair bit of this vision, but Zoom gets himself into this brush. Doran just trying to be a bulky wall in the front of this one. Kanavi's actually pretty squishy, goes down to half with a couple of spells for JDG. They do feel like they can start off this Ocean Drake. He's going to go down fast.
2K?
Doran is going to dive on in. They're just going to look for the team fight. There's the Equalizer. Faith Breaker's brilliant as well as the Haymaker keeps him alive. A Bone Skewer lands onto Loken as the death from below is not going to come out just yet. Finally it comes in, but it is going to be Keria taken out, and now DRX trying to fight for their lives. Lumao is going to be traded, and Loken eventually falls down. Chovy taking matters into his own hands, and Deft there with the Pierce trying to get the work done. Kanavi, parallel convergence, a little bit too defensive for his liking, I believe. As now Doran looking for Yagao, as Kanavi is going to be taken here. Deft, oh my god, the phase dive was so close. The pillar even better, as Doran doesn't have the Haymaker, and that was a little bit overly aggressive, but still, team fight win for DRX, but Drake stolen away by JDG. They are still in this one.
Yep, and still in the game. That's the important part, that JDG didn't lose the Dragon Soul, especially when it comes to Ocean Drake Soul. It's just disaster. I think it's kind of similar with the like 2 items, you know?
Yeah.
Automatically.
Just really hard.
It's gonna remain rest of the game, so it's really impactful. But anyways, they did kind of 50-50. Great stun by Yagao, but at the same time, it seemed like DRX got the great skill wombo combo, but Keria
Deft actually
failed.
Yeah, he did, and Deft sort of denied an opportunity to utilize his ultimate as well.
Yeah.
As they went for the greedy option instead, but there just wasn't quite enough AoE layered on top to secure the resets. Could have been a lot better for DRX, however, still able to get the majority of the kills here, despite it being pretty messy towards the end.
Oh man.
Oh god, that was so close by Kanavi. Exactly the right choice, right, to try and go into Deft, but just not quite in range in order to do so.
Yeah, there is another 3 minutes of farming, I guess. Because right now, I really feel like both teams can actually team fight. Because Loken, being playing this game, so calm and collected.
And he's got 3 items now. Like, he is so strong.
Is TK ready for the Redemption and Ziggs? Oh yeah, he's looking for it. He's looking for it, by the way.
The dream.
Lamau is his best support.
Just buff up Loken as much as possible. Language difference, by the way, and still playing this well together.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Loken. As Knavi also in a bit of trouble there, but you can see Loken with Crescendum and Calibrum. Just not a combo of weapons that you want to be going up against.
Yeah.
In this stage of the game, especially.
You said you talked about the language barrier, and I really think it should be more like spotlighted when it comes to like imports, you know?
Yeah, and when they have really good synergy and how amazing that must be, right?
Exactly. And slowly, they can slowly chase because they have Pike and Trundle. Even like Equalizer for extra chase, but I think DRX is more like calm and collected at this point. They were going pretty aggressive compared to last 2 games, but this time around they're just like think more about it and more steps and more vision controls. And if we can for sure win the fight, then just flesh it.
And they also know that if they win right here, they are just in the semifinals,
Yeah,
right?
in the semifinals.
Whereas after this, they have to win the next game. And it could be the same matchup, right? And that the mind games that happen there, it's just not something that you want to have to deal with.
So, if it's just straight up 5v5, can they actually win at this point? Can you sure about it? I really think it's just half-half.
If Chovy can get here,
oh wait,
they might be able
Loken!
to. Loken, what was that? Oh no, Lumao not actually in range, and now Chovy's going to turn up. Oh, right as we were singing his praises, wasn't able to get that work done, as there's the resets that we were talking about. A little bit late on the equalizer, but that, guys, might just be game. One little misstep, one slightly out of position foot, and your dreams of continuing on at MSC may have just been revoked.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great kill by Koshik ISO. So that kind of separated JDG.
Oh man, and it was right as Loken and Lumao's flashes were just about to come off cooldown as well.
Oh yeah. That is just so sad, but... And yeah, I mean, JDG might thought that, oh yeah, we can for sure win the team fight, but hitting the mid tower without flash, that was really greedy mistake.
I'm glad that you actually brought this up earlier on as well, that it is greedy to hit the mid tower when you're very low range. And if you have Severin, you know, onslaught, things like that, you are pretty low range. But we're not going to be able to talk about that as Lumao has to put Devour on cooldown.
It's not over yet. Very
speedy. And now we're looking for an Ocean Soul on the side of DRX. Loken is back here. It's still another 5v5. Don't have Equalizer yet available. As Knavi gets himself a stun, they're going to take down Doran before this fight has really started in earnest. As Carrier gets himself out of the way. There's the Equalizer finally coming in, but the second Ocean Drake for JDG and another denial. Okay, now the resets might come in as Def throws down the ulties, trying to get this one working. Another reset, no, not quite able to get it done. Yagao eventually falls, but Chovy trades himself for it, and now it's the Def show. Can he get the resets? The answer is no, as Koshik was strong, but not strong enough. A triple kill here for Loken, and JDG, they get an ace, and they might be able to get something else, but there's no Baron. And there's not too much more for them to collect here on this map, other than a few stray turrets.
I think Def still has Flash and heal. That's kind of sad. I really thought that Def could actually just triple kill right there.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Maybe he uses it a little bit earlier.
Let's see. And the fight was just Doran getting one-shotted, but Carrier. He did a lot, and I think that was really great comeback. It could be, but the heal from Loken.
Oh, the Loken heal was actually, that was the game-winning play.
Oh. That was...
Oh my god, you're right.
I think there was a chance for just healing and just flashing out and just kiting.
Absolutely.
I really think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate there for Def. But saving his heal and flash for the next fight, potentially. But remember, I mean, that was a fight that DRX weren't really set up for. Chovy got his ultimate back off cooldown halfway through, and that was just after Doran had died already, so DRX really do need to tidy up their play. They rely on Doran to be able to get these superplexes into the backline to allow for a multi-man equalizer. And you can then layer that with so much more of what DRX have, and their parts fit together really nicely.
Yeah.
However, you lose some of those, you're certainly not going to be able to fight with the same level of potency, and Loken will be Aphelios.
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple that Aphelios is gonna outscale Kalista in the late game. Especially, I mean, Loken kind of failed in the mid lane, but after that he just got the triple kills and eventually huge again.
Yeah.
So I think JDG loves to do straight up 5v5, but this
Devour
comes
comes
really
in.
bad.
It's a fight on a couple of different fronts here as Kanavi and Yigao looking to try and get back. Another Bone Skewer comes on in as Deft is dancing around, but DRX playing this one a little bit more reserved, and that's going to be the pick off. Kanavi immediately ults though, so it is going to be denied. And the Bone Skewer is going to miss. Lumao trying to lie on the side of this fight. No black for Carrier, so he can't close distance. As Pioshik with his Subjugate is going to be able to get his health back, and now Carrier stands on top of a ward.
Man, Ocean Drake.
Oh my goodness.
Because of the Ocean Drake, there is Honeyfruit.
Yep, there's Honeyfruit, but there's also a lot of regen for both of these teams, and JDG a little bit more because they've now stacked up 2. If they get towards Ocean Soul themselves, it's even more disgusting because they stacked up 4 of them. And so this is getting real dicey for DRX.
Then I'm 100% sure that JDG is going to win the team fight after that. But right now I feel like it's really 50-50 because DRX has a potential to just kite them down, and they don't need to just straight up 5v5. All they need to do is just avoid to straight up 5v5 and try to kite out and wait for their skills, mainly Pioshik's Pilla, Trundle's Pilla, and Carrier's Hook. And at that timing, that was really great chase, but he couldn't end it.
Now I've got a question.
Yeah.
With Ocean Drake and Baron spawning relatively close to one another, is there ever a thought in DRX's mind to give away Soul Point to just guarantee a free Baron?
I think that's impossible because Drake is going to be one shot, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. It does
like in like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's.
And then they also have a
2 TPs and TK.
Yeah.
That's not possible. So they should have vision control. I mean, DRX can definitely decide to just go Nasher, but I think that timing-wise, they should focus on the Drake first. I mean, for sure they can just give up.
They should try and just get the Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, for sure they can just give up and set up the better vision for the Nasher fight, but I don't think they want that, you know? And I think that's pretty bad. And JDG wants that. They really want to go for the lake if they have Aphelios and Syndra and TK. And even Aatrox for the team fight. So I think this is the timing that DRX can actually pop off.
Well, you can see parallel convergence coming in. It's JDG that are looking for a potential fight, and they're pushing DRX back for what feels like one of the first times this game. Carrier getting into a flanking scenario. Chovy also trying to find his opportunity.
He's in the brush.
Going down. Yeah, exactly. Carrier gets in there. Ward goes down though, so his position is now known. Chovy joins him. I don't think Chovy's position is something that JDG are aware of. As now DRX looking for a pincer play. There's the equalizer onto 3. Superplex comes in. As now Carrier wants to get into position. Yigao pulled out of the fight though. As Doran goes down low. The stopwatch is going to be there, but Deft is dead so early. And Carrier did nothing throughout the entire fight. Finally, he dives on top of the AD carry, but is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. As now Pioshik is trying to flash himself out. Carrier dies. They can do it. Without Yigao, it's Loken that's doing all the work here, and maybe, just maybe, DRX have ran out of steam.
Outskill is real. Outskill is happening. Loken definitely outskilled the enemy AD carry and team counter.
But also, just Carrier being out of position at that point in time meant that it was impossible to try and get any sort of execution onto Loken. So a little bit mechanical misplay, a little bit just being outscaled, and JDG will create the 3-team tie. And we will have 2 more matches tonight, guys. We are going the distance this time around. As we did, you're going to need to ask for a raise, my friend, if you've got 2 best-of-5 scars tomorrow, just FYI. But
yeah.
damn, I think getting to see the LPL champions more in this tournament is certainly something that is well deserved for this squad, because their first game was a bit disappointing, I think, in a lot of people's minds. So really, really good stuff. Loken being a hard carry in that particular game and saving the chances of JDG. IG is still out, but it's 2-1 for all of our teams otherwise. And that means we're going to have to play out that three-way tie. And we will have confirmation on exactly which teams did have the fastest win times, and who's going to be playing first and who's going to be playing second. As I believe one of the first teams has to be Gen G or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I was talking to Homan backstage. He sort of told me a little bit about how it's supposed to work. But this is it's certainly getting spicy towards this end of the tournament. And don't worry, we have at least guaranteed one LCK team into the semifinals, right? Guaranteed.
I'm happy of that.
One of them has to get through.
Which one? Happy.
We're not entirely sure. As we thought. I actually mistold everyone that, in fact, good old DRX had qualified for the semifinals. That's because 2 wins should theoretically do that, but you can get yourself into a tiebreaker scenario.
Yeah.
And that is how this one worked out. So, whether they can follow up that very difficult game with a match win is, I think, a question that's going to come down to draft and how they're going to play that one out. Because I don't think anyone necessarily played things badly. I just think the game played very well around power levels of champions at those exact times, right?
Yeah.
And JDG won out the war of attrition.
I mean, that was just my worry, you know. When I saw the DRX comp, I was always talking. I was like, keep talking about like, can they actually win the late game if they reach the late game? But I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe with the Rumble ulti, but when you see the JDG side, they have Aphelios. I mean, Aphelios itself is just way, way too broken when you think about the late game. So I think DRX, they definitely had like few chance of like game-winning plays and game-winning team fights, but they couldn't end it.
Yeah.
They literally had 3 Drake's leads, but they couldn't able to end up the game with those kind of huge leads. So maybe it will change a lot of things for DRX after this game.
And I think there were just a lot of moments where Keria had these like resets sitting in front of him that just got denied by heals, by devours, by all sorts of things. Just JDG just read what he was trying to do throughout this game, and it felt like they just got outplayed against, once again, a very similar type style of composition that JDG, at least a similar situation to what JDG versus Gen G was about, right? Gen G just out-finessed them, but JDG have a team where you don't need to do all of the fancy stuff. Their comp is just gonna work, you know? And although, you know, the Echo jungle is an interesting one, it's something that Kanavi is very comfortable on, has been playing it a lot. And Loken just finds a good position, has a better front line, has more protection. Lumao's Tahm Kench is fantastic.
Yeah,
and then moments like this happen, and Keria can't do anything.
You mentioned about Keria flanking in this position, but yeah, when I was talking about the DRX team's position, I was like always thinking that just go in front of their team comp and just try to throw the skill shots, you know?
Yeah,
and
fish,
then,
go fishing.
Go fishing, and you don't need to like 5v5 straight up, you know? You can just always kite them down, but yeah, I mean, maybe they realize that, man, we just cannot win it in that way. We failed so many times, so we maybe need something like someone to flank. They had like few chance too, like to just TP behind them, but they actually didn't. I'm wondering why they didn't TP behind them when they had like great chance when they got like 3 Drakes, maybe.
Yeah, I think the game just, if there was an Ocean Soul, right, that would have been able to bail DRX out, but unfortunately they were never able to actually secure those smites towards the end. Maybe Kanavi just having a cooler head in that particular moment. Maybe JDG's composition finding its stride, but in the end JDG were able to take that one down, and we just need to have a look at player of the game. I have a feeling we're going to be pretty happy with this one.
Yeah.
We did, because I don't know whether anybody else
is only
really
one player.
A candidate. Loken just played really well. I think Lumao is probably there with an honorable mention, but Loken had that one whoopsie and you felt it, right? He was just absolutely the player to watch on this team, was able to hard carry in the late game in those last few team fights. And it just shows that sometimes you just got to rely on that scaling. And I can understand entirely why the LPL crew do call this team sort of like the LCK-esque team of the LPL. Because they do have that sort of slow-moving juggernaut inevitability feeling that you get from a lot of LCK teams. There's Loken, picks it up for 911 DPM, 35% of his team's damage. Damage per gold being at 200% is ludicrous, by the way. That's nuts.
Gold per damage. This is all you need from your car, actually.
Oh, precisely. It's all about efficiency, right?
Yeah, it's all about efficiency.
Where are your miles? What kind of mileage do you get, though? You know?
Yeah.
You get a fair bit out of JDG's new 80 carry for 2020. Looking real good. As Carrier's Pike, I think a lot of people really wanted him to pop off because we know what he is capable of, but yeah, going in 1 versus 4 and then relying on the rest of your team of mostly squishies to try and get the work done. Def, if a heal had have come in.
Or Flash.
Yeah.
That was just close. And this teamfight was just like, they were already behind at this point, I feel like. Even though they are really ahead in the goal, the teamfight-wise, the difficulty, when you compare the difficulty, it was just way easier for JDG at this point.
Yeah, and Loken was just surrounded by bodies, right?
Yeah, they have no tools to catch Loken. That's just so important. And I think Kalista might be just a trap pick. You know?
I think maybe, and I actually think that the long range the Calibrum gives you allows Aphelios to have so many options against her as well, so I don't think you can really capitalize on that particular idea. I think, with Aphelios available, Kalista isn't the kind of pick that you want. I think she can abuse other matchups, absolutely, but not that one. And I think Dev might be looking somewhere else or maybe banning that one away in the next matchup, depending on when he's going to be playing. Because, of course, Genji, DRX, and JDG need to break this tie. And we'll see exactly who's going to be making it through. As the way it works, the first team, we play the first game based on time of victory. The fastest wins play first. And then the winner of that goes through. And then the other team plays the remaining team, and the winner of that goes through. Just to remind you guys. And I think we might have a graphic that someone needs to make, like, instantly. After this game finishes to show us exactly how the tiebreaker is going to be going. So we still need to get word. And we are going to check that out now, as my producer, I believe, has let me know. As it is going to be an interview first with Lumao, in fact. So not going to be having a chat to Loken just yet, but great to hear from Lumao. So here,
I'm Iris here, joined by Lumao, the support from JD Gaming. Please say hello to our audience. 请跟各位打招呼吧。
好，大家好，我是 JDG 的辅助女宝。
欢迎绿毛. So first of all, congratulations for winning such a crucial game for you guys. There will be a tiebreaker after that, but we'll talk about it later. So could you tell me how did you manage to finish your comeback after your mistakes were punished by your opponents? 那首先第一个问题，非常恭喜你们赢下来这把非常关键的这个生死局了嘛。那很想问一下，你们是怎么去完成这个这么重要的翻盘呢？
因为第一把我们总结了，就是我们今天第一把的失误，然后总结了一下经验，然后觉得我们要换种打法跟他们打好一点，然后我们就这样做了。
So after losing the first game, we decided to change our playstyle to play against them, and that's just what we did. My next question will be two team fights around the Dragon Pit. So you two had a very perfect team fights around the Dragon Pit. What was the shot calling like? 想问一下你们两波特别关键的小龙团，当时的一个指挥是怎么样的呢？
因为他们是最后一个小龙了嘛，第一个的话，他们打野没闪的话，我们就在他过不来之前就把龙吃掉就行了。然后第二个的话是，他想要进龙坑的时候，我们就打他，把他打走，然后他们就吃不掉这个小龙。
So about the Dragon Pits team fights, the first dragon, because that was the last dragon before the Elder Dragon. So we have to burst the dragon before their jungler to enter the Dragon Pit to steal our dragon. And for the second dragon, we wanted to zone him, so we just burst their jungler instead of having a team fight. 所以第三个问题想问一下。 今天是对阵到了 Carrier 选手，而且他也是这一次的2020 LCK 的春季赛的最佳新秀。那对阵下来，你觉得印象最深刻的地方是什么呢？感觉怎么样？
我觉得 K 2这个辅助选手的话，他就是对个人操作做得非常的好。然后，如果我再年轻个2、3岁的话，我觉得我能跟他打一打。
So I asked him about how does it feel about laning against Carrier, the rookie of the 2020 LCK Spring Split. So he said that he's really good at personal mechanics and it's really outstanding. If I were 2 or 3 years old younger than right now, I might be can compete with him like really even. 那我们最后一个问题，就是因为马上就要开始准备自己的这个加赛了，所以有没有信心去赢下这一场比赛 ？So you're having a one last tiebreaker left. Are you confident to win the whole game?
信心肯定是有的嘛，然后反正我们尽力就行，我们尽量再拿一个名额吧。
So it's definitely we have confidence to win the last game. We will try our best to perform better in order to have one more position for the semifinals. And that's all for the interviews. Thank you for joining us. 谢谢绿毛来到我们的赛后采访席。那我们的采访先到此告一段落。
Thank you so much, Iris and Lumao, of course, for the interview. Very honest there as far as the question about laning against Carrier. Just saying, like, yeah, I mean, the kids have the mechanics these days. If I was 3 years younger, maybe I'd be able to get there. As these are going to be the results, guys, 2-1 for Gen G, DRX, and JDG. And this means we have confirmation now. DRX versus Gen G will be our first match. And the loser will face off against JDG for the remaining match. So, in theory, I mean, DRX could lose against JDG, lose against Gen G, and then lose against JDG again in order to get knocked out of the tournament after being the first team at 2-0 at the beginning of the day. And that'd be a very difficult thing to cope with, to be perfectly
I hope
honest.
that's not happening, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it already happened. 2 more games.
Yeah, exactly. This is just the life of Wadid, who just likes to have as much League of Legends as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a short break. When we get back, the League of Legends never stops.